Welcome to part 4 of Retrocession Basics. In the first 3 parts, we covered the 3 parts of retrocession: relaxation, locating, and sweeping integration. In this video, we're pulling it all together for a full session. So what you're going to want to do is find a comfortable place to lie down or sit. Now, if you're at work, probably going to be sitting at your desk, quiet, closing the eyes. If you're at home, find the most comfortable position possible, whether lying in bed, on the couch, on the floor. Get pillows, prop yourself up if that feels good. Maybe a pillow goes under the knees. Get as comfortable as possible. Really pause the video and get as comfortable as possible before starting it again. Now, when we begin, we're going to move into relaxation. All you need to do is listen, follow my instructions, and let yourself get really comfortable. Then we move into locating. In the locating phase of retrocession, we allow the subconscious mind to bring up the events that we're working with. It's important to note that this is not a searching process. You're not using the conscious mind to search through past events and find the right one. You want these events to come up naturally. So instead of searching, you're going to lie quietly, relaxed, and wait for the subconscious mind to bring something forward. So sometimes you'll start to see the event. Sometimes you'll even hear something happening in the event. Little snippets of memory will come forward, and eventually you'll remember. Now, most of the time, these are not going to be brand new memories that we've never had before, but that can happen. And when that happens, it takes a little bit longer for the memory to develop. We're remembering it for the first time in potentially many, many years. So be patient, take your time. Now on YouTube, doing asynchronous retrocession, we don't have the options we do in person or even on a Zoom retrocession. I can't have a conversation back and forth with you. I can't watch your body language to see what's happening. So you're really just going to have to potentially go through the video a few times and note you can come back to that same event over and over again as you watch the video. And locating won't necessarily be the subconscious mind the second or third time through. You can tell yourself, okay, I'm returning to this particular event I remembered the last time we went through the video. So keep that in mind. Then for sweeping integration, the third part. For sweeping integration, as I talked about in the third video, it's as if you're imagining there's a clock hand starting at the chest, coming to the top of the head, and it sweeps through the body, first in one direction, around, coming up the other side, and coming around again and again. Now, it could go either direction. In individualized retrocession, sometimes we use left and right differently, but for our purposes, just allow that sweep to happen in whatever direction feels natural. The important thing to remember about sweeping integration is if you feel bored, if you feel annoyed, if you want to stop the process, if you have an intense desire to stop the process, that means it's working. Keep it up. Often the resistance is strongest right before a breakthrough happens. This happens with me, and I've done this hundreds upon hundreds of times with myself. This happens with other people I'm working with, and I've done that dozens upon dozens of times, and almost invariably, resistance is strongest before the breakthrough happens, so keep it up no matter what. And if the video ends, you don't have to stop. You can kind of disregard the last minute or so of the video, but keep that sweeping going as long as you need to until you feel that relief. And if that doesn't work, you can always go back to the beginning of the video and run through it again as many times as you like. And like I said, you can use the same incidents over and over and over again. Now, the second video, locating, we did what I call positive retrocession. We didn't look for a difficult event. And here on YouTube, asynchronously, we're never going to look for trauma. We are never going to look for the more difficult moments in life. You really need someone there with you in person for retrocession on trauma. It can work on Zoom as well, but you need a synchronous session with somebody watching you, with somebody having a back and forth conversation with you in order to get that really deep stuff. But here, we're not quite going into positive retrocession. We are going to work with an embarrassing situation. It's okay if it was yesterday. It could have been weeks ago. It could have been years ago. Doesn't matter how long ago it was. So let's get started. I hope you enjoy the process. Get comfortable. If you're most comfortable lying down, you may make your way to bed or the couch. If you want the backs of your knees supported, grab a pillow or two. Get as comfortable as possible. Shift is needed to get comfortable. Don't stop yourself from moving, twitching. Let it all out. You'll find that every time you shift, every time you move, you start to feel a little bit heavier, a little bit more comfortable. And as you start to settle in, notice how supported your body is. Notice where your body touches the bed, the couch, the floor, wherever you are. Scanning through the body. Feel how comfortable you are. Starts to feel like you're in the fluffiest, most beautiful bed. You're supported, almost surrounded, held. Moment by moment, you sink in deeper. You feel a little more pleasantly heavy, relaxed. Just breathing, quiet. And if there are thoughts, no problem. But those thoughts start to slow. They're like the waves on a pond. If you drop a rock right in the middle, they spread out to the edges, eventually fading, getting smaller, until you're left with glassy stillness. Everything, body, mind, emotions are relaxing, releasing. You're held, supported, safe. Notice your breath. The expansion of your chest when you breathe in. The contraction when you breathe out. Every exhale, as your lungs empty, you sink in a little bit deeper, relax a little bit more. Now, notice your left foot. Everything from the sole of your foot up through the ankle, notice. Just feeling the outside world through your foot. It might feel a little numb or tingly. Just notice. Now, notice your right foot. The sensations in your right foot. Feeling the world through it. Now, left lower leg from your ankle through your knee. May feel numb or tingly, just notice. Maybe it feels heavy, pleasantly heavy. Now, right lower leg. Feeling the outside world through right lower leg. Now, left upper leg. From knee to hip. Notice the sensations there. Is it heavy? Tingly, numb? Just notice. Now, right upper leg. Feel it. Relax into it. Now, your abdomen. From your hips up to your rib cage. Sinking in, relaxing through the abs. Releasing any muscles you may be holding. Feeling the outside world through your abdomen. Just breathing, noticing. Now, chest, rib cage to the tops of your shoulders. Feel it. Notice the sensations there. The expansion and contraction of your chest as you breathe. Sinking in, relaxing, releasing. Now, left hand, fingertips to wrist. Noticing the sensations. Relaxing and releasing in the left hand. Now, right hand. Notice if it's tingly or numb. The sensations there. Just breathing and noticing. Now, left forearm. From wrist to elbow. Feel it. Feel the outside world through left forearm. Now, right forearm. Letting go deep into the left forearm. Noticing if you're clenching, releasing any muscles that are held there. Noticing the sensations, maybe a numbness creeps in. A tingly sensation. Now, left upper arm from elbow to the top of your shoulder. Just breathing and feeling. Noticing the sensations there. Now, right upper arm from elbow to shoulder. Feeling, breathing, noticing, relaxing. Now, neck. From the tops of your shoulders to the base of your skull. Notice, relax, and breathe. Now, head. From the scalp, the outside of the head, all the way into the skull, relaxing, releasing, still deeper into the brain, all the way to the very core of the brain, relaxing, releasing, noticing the sensations there. Now, everything all at once, from the soles of your feet to the top of your head. It might feel like the body is shifting as if it's floating on waves. It might feel tingly, warm. Just notice the sensations. Feeling the outside world through the skin covering the entire body. Just breathing, relaxing, releasing. Enjoying the relaxation permeating the entire body from head to toe. Relaxing, releasing, floating effortlessly. Supported, held. Now, revisit a time you felt embarrassed. See the sights, hear the sounds, feel the sensations, the emotions. Be there. You're not searching your memory for an incident where you felt embarrassed. Allow it to bubble to the surface on its own. Not thinking back over the last week, the last month, the last year, trying to find that right moment. It'll come up on its own. Really relax into it. Your mind will find exactly the right moment. And when you find it, when you start to find it, you'll see that situation through your eyes. Feel it through your skin. Feel that sense of being in the body, the emotions. It's like you're there again. Most importantly, really get that feeling of embarrassment in your body. Notice its contours, where you feel it. Does it sit still, or does that sensation of embarrassment move through the body? How does it affect your mind, your thoughts? Do your thoughts feel different when you're embarrassed? Just noticing. There's no right or wrong answers here. And as you start to bring in details of this scenario, this situation you found yourself in, where you felt embarrassed, maybe the visuals get clearer, the sounds get sharper, the sensations in the body, the emotions get a little more intense. Really be there. And if this was a situation where something happened over time, you felt embarrassed, once you get to the end of that situation, go ahead and return back to the beginning and run through it again. Get some more details each time you go through. Really feel it. Now, knowing that that situation is there in front of you, still feeling it, seeing it, experiencing it. We're going to start to sweep. It's like there's a clock hand, a second hand, at the center of the chest. That second hand extends to the top of your head. And it starts to sweep through the body, passing through one side of the brain, down that side of the body, passing through the body, up the other side of the body, and through the other side of the brain, continuing to sweep in a circular motion. Really feel it moving through the body. You might also see it, but that's not as important. Really feel it. It's like a wave moving through the body, through both hemispheres of the brain, through the side of your body, up through the other side of your body, back through the head, again and again, sweeping, always sweeping. As you go, notice. Is the memory changing? Is the sensation in the body of embarrassment, is it changing? It could intensify, or maybe the intensity decreases. Maybe the memory starts out as vivid and then fades, or vice versa. Everyone is different. Every situation is different. Just notice. But whatever you do, keep sweeping. And you might find that as you continue to sweep, additional memories come up. That is okay. Allow them to pass. Notice them. But continue to sweep, no matter what happens. Sometimes annoyance or boredom will come up. That's a sign that it's working. Keep going. Whatever comes up, whatever impulse you have to stop, continue to sweep, really feeling that energy sweeping through the body, especially through the head. Just keep sweeping no matter what, even if you don't want to. Keep sweeping, noticing. You may start to feel as if something is being knocked loose, like rust or dried paint flaking off. Maybe you see some visual changes in your imagination. Allow it. We're not trying to stay hyper-focused on anything here, just always sweeping. Knowing that that situation, that embarrassing situation, is the object of what we're sweeping on. Allowing the mind to do what it does. Relaxing into it, noticing, but always sweeping. You might feel the nervous system twitch a little bit. The skin twitch. Muscles twitch. As you're sweeping. It's beautiful. Not uncommon. Or maybe your mind just kind of reels at it. It wants to pull away. Doesn't want to re-experience this embarrassing moment, but stick with it. The more intense the bodily and mental resistance, the closer you're getting to clearing it up. So let's keep going. Continue sweeping. And know that in the next couple of minutes, as we start to close this session, that doesn't mean you have to stop. if you find yourself making progress, if you find things getting shifted, and maybe if you find yourself getting a little tired of it, the mind is telling you to stop. It's a beautiful sign to continue, even as this video comes to a close. Just keep sweeping. And when you're done, you will know the sense of relief that comes over you, the release. And that embarrassing situation, when you look at it again, it's just a memory without that emotional charge to it. And your sweep, it starts to slow. Still feeling it, but it starts to slow, still coming around. And slow and slower until it stops. You're in stillness, body and mind. Though the sweeping is stopped, might feel like you're still floating. The smallest of waves coming in, the body is lifted. That wave passes through, coming down the other side, really feeling the body bobbing up and down. Relaxed from your skin down to the core of your body. You can come out in your own time. Maybe just lie here for a while, enjoying the relaxation. Thank you so much for being here. This has been Retrocession for Embarrassment. I'll see you next time.